London, September 16, 66. A bakery oven burns too hot on pudding lane, and nobody knows this spark will erase a city. The fire starts after midnight. Thomas Farriner's bakery, a single ember, but London is a tinderbox waiting to ignite. What the history books don't reveal is how a city survives when everything it knows turns to ash in just 4 days. Before the flames, London thrives as Europe's commercial heart. 500,000 souls crowd into medieval streets. Wooden houses lean together across narrow alleys, their upper floors nearly touching. Thatched roofs create continuous fuel. The timber-framed city stretches endlessly. Oak beams, pine planks, reed roofs, all bone dry after the hottest summer. Merchants' warehouses line the Thames, packed with oils, spirits, coal, timber, all the combustibles of global trade. Church spires pierce the skyline. St. Paul's Cathedral dominates, its ancient structure watching over cramped parishes. Goldsmiths work on Cheapside. Fishmongers shout at Billingsgate. Printers set type on Fleet Street. Life pulses here. The Great Plague killed 100,000 just 1 year earlier. Survivors rebuild their lives. Unaware catastrophe waits ahead. Taverns fill each evening. Apprentices sleep in workshop attics. Families gather around hearths. London lives as always. The city's wealth concentrates in wooden structures. The Royal Exchange, the Customs House, guild halls, all timber. Building regulations barely exist. Houses rise as high as builders dare. They overhang streets, blocking sunlight out. Fire is so common that Londoners barely react to small blazes anymore. Bucket brigades form, water splashes, flames die. But the summer of 1666 brings drought. No rain for months. The timber dries to perfect kindling. The city waits. Sunday morning, September 2nd, the baker's family wakes to smoke. They escape through windows. The house burns fast. Neighbors watch flames leap from roof to roof. Still they hesitate. Fire is common. London burns in patches weekly. Samuel Pepys, the diarist, wakes to news of fire. He looks out his window. He sees smoke, but thinks little of it. But this time, the east wind roars. Gale-force gusts push fire west through Fish Street, turning embers to weapons. The flames find the warehouses. Tallow explodes. Pitch ignites. Oil barrels burst. The Thames riverfront becomes heat. Hay and coal stores detonate. The fire feeds on London's commercial abundance. Every warehouse becomes a bomb waiting. Lord Mayor Thomas Bloodworth arrives at dawn. He sees the flames. His decision will haunt history, forever and always. A woman could piss it out. He refuses to authorize demolishing houses to create firebreaks. Property rights matter most. Bloodworth worries about legal consequences, about angry property owners, about political repercussions. Fire advances faster. Hours pass. The fire doubles its territory. Now Bloodworth understands his catastrophic error, but the moment has vanished. King Charles II takes command. He orders the creation of firebreaks. Pull down houses. Use gunpowder if necessary now. The king himself appears in the streets. He fights alongside citizens. He passes water buckets. His presence inspires. Demolition crews rush ahead of the flames. They tear down buildings block by block. But the fire moves faster always. The wind intensifies. Sparks fly a quarter mile ahead. Buildings ignite before demolition teams reach them completely. Monday arrives. The financial heart burns. The Royal Exchange collapses. Cheapside's golden shops melt into metal rivers. Goldsmiths watch their life's work liquefy. Merchants see warehouses full of silk consumed. Fortunes evaporate in minutes. 100,000 people flee toward more fields outside the walls. They carry what they can, lives reduced to armfuls of goods. Families make impossible choices. Save the children or save the business ledgers. Carry grandmother or carry silver. Carts jam every street. The wealthy offer fortunes for transport. The poor walk with bundles on their backs to refuge. Price gouging begins immediately. A cart that cost shillings now costs pounds. Desperation meets opportunism in streets. The Thames fills with boats. People throw belongings into the river, hoping to retrieve them later. Most sink forever. Pepys buries his wine and his Parmesan cheese in his garden. Even the educated elite resort to desperate measures. Refugee camps sprawl across the fields. Tents appear, makeshift shelters. Families who owned houses sleep under sky. The king orders bread distributed. Temporary markets form. Strangers share what little they saved. Community emerges. Tuesday, the fire reaches St. Paul's Cathedral. The massive stone structure seems safe at first. Stone doesn't burn. The roof's lead begins to liquefy. Molten metal pours down the walls like silver rain. The heat cracks stone itself. Inside, booksellers stored their inventory, believing the cathedral would protect it. Thousands of volumes ignite fast. The lead roof flows into the streets. People describe rivers of metal running downhill, still glowing red, hours later. The cathedral's ancient timbers burn. Scaffolding erected for repairs becomes additional fuel. The symbol becomes a torch. The flames create their own weather. Superheated air rises, pulling in oxygen from all sides. A tornado spins through. Witnesses describe a roaring sound louder than any storm. The fire breathes. It howls. It consumes oxygen so fast. Wind-blown embers start new fires miles away. The city burns in dozens of conflagrations that merge into one inferno. Wednesday, desperate measures escalate. The Navy brings gunpowder. They blow up entire streets, creating gaps to stop fire. The Duke of York leads firefighting efforts personally. Royalty and commoners work side by side. Distinctions erased. The explosions echo across London. Buildings disintegrate. The firebreaks finally begin to work, but only where gaps exist. At the Tower of London, soldiers prepare to evacuate the gunpowder stores. If fire reaches here, devastation spreads. The garrison fights desperately. They demolish every building around the tower. The fire comes within feet. Wind shifts. Prisoners are released from burning jails. Some flee, some help fight the fire. Crisis creates temporary freedom today. By Thursday morning, the wind finally dies. The fire loses its engine. Demolition crews gain ground. The beast starves. Small fires continue for days. Cellars burn underground. Timber smolders in collapsed buildings. But the advance stops. 4 days and 4 nights. The flames consumed everything from the tower to Temple Church, from Thames to northern walls. 13,200 houses gone. 87 parish churches destroyed. 44 guild halls erased. The Royal Exchange, Customs House, all ash now. 400 streets vanish from the map. Medieval London, the city of wooden buildings and thatched roofs, ceases to exist. The burned area covers 436 acres. That's roughly 4/5 of the city within the ancient Roman walls completely. Remarkably, official records note only 6 deaths. The true number remains unknown. Many poor residents leave no trace. The homeless crowd into fields for weeks. Disease threatens, starvation looms. The king promises bread. Rebuilding begins. Parliament debates who bears responsibility. Catholics are blamed. Foreigners are suspected. A French watchmaker confesses. Robert Hubert claims he started the fire deliberately. He couldn't have. He wasn't even in England yet. He hangs. But investigations reveal the truth. Accident, not conspiracy. A baker's oven, a strong wind, a city built to burn. Charles II seizes the moment for transformation. He appoints commissioners. They will rebuild London, but not as it was. Christopher Wren presents revolutionary plans. Wide streets, stone buildings, uniform heights. A geometric grid replaces chaos. Property owners resist radical change. Their land rights predate the fire. Legal battles threaten to delay Reconstruction. Compromise emerges. New buildings, yes, but on old property lines mostly. Revolution in materials, evolution in layout. The Rebuilding Act passes in 1667. It mandates brick and stone construction. Thatched roofs are banned forever now. Specific regulations emerge. Minimum wall thickness, approved materials, standardized construction methods, building safety. Architects and surveyors descend on the ruins. They measure, they plan, they argue. Every property boundary resurfaces. Disputes rage for years. Who owned what? Where did boundaries run? Ash reveals no answers. Witnesses contradict now. Wren designs 51 new churches to replace those lost. His masterpiece, St. Paul's Cathedral, will take 35 years total. The new cathedral rises in Baroque magnificence. Its dome dominates the skyline. It symbolizes London's resurrection. Fire insurance companies emerge from the disaster. The first organized fire brigades form. Buildings display plaques. The Hand in Hand, the Friendly Society, the Sun Fire Office. These companies pioneer an industry spreading worldwide. The rebuilt city uses brick where wood stood before. Streets widen slightly. Warehouses relocate. The Thames gets wharves. Coal replaces wood as primary fuel. Chimneys are redesigned and regulated. Fireplace construction becomes inspected. Building standards revolutionize construction across Britain. Other cities adopt London's codes. Urban planning takes root. The monument rises near Pudding Lane, a 202-foot stone column marking exactly where it all began that September. Its height matches the distance to the bakery. Visitors climb 311 steps inside. From the top, they see Rebirth. An inscription blames Catholics for the fire. It's factually wrong but politically convenient. The lie remains carved. The Great Fire kills medieval London but births modern London. Timber gives way to stone. Chaos transforms to order. The disaster accelerates. Change is already underway. The medieval city was dying. The fire simply speeds its replacement. Population returns within months. Commerce restarts quickly. London's position as a global trading hub never wavers. The rebuilt city becomes cleaner, more organized, more resistant to the diseases that plagued the wooden warren before. Property values initially crash. Then they soar. The new London attracts wealth. Its stone buildings project permanence. Banking expands in the rebuilt Royal Exchange. Insurance thrives. New industries emerge. The fire destroys, then enables. The worshipful company of firefighters forms. Professional fire services replace amateur brigades. Technology advances fast. Building regulations spread beyond London. Provincial cities enact similar codes. The fire's lessons reshape architecture. Scientific approaches to firefighting develop. Experiments with water pressure, studies of combustion. Disaster sparks innovation. The Great Fire Museum later displays artifacts, melted glass, fused coins, charred timber, testifying to extreme heat. Archaeologists still find fire debris beneath modern London. The destruction layer marks 1666, clearly in the soil forever. The fire also destroys plague-infected areas. Some historians argue it helps end the Great Plague by burning disease. No one celebrates this grim silver lining. 100,000 lost homes, communities scattered, livelihoods destroyed completely. But the city that rises from ash becomes stronger. Brick resists fire. Wide streets slow contagion. Order replaces chaos. The Great Fire remains London's defining trauma and transformation. 4 days erased a medieval city and forged modern. Pudding Lane still exists today. A small plaque marks where Thomas Farriner's bakery stood. Tourists pass it unaware. The monument still towers over the city. Every year, thousands climb its stairs, looking out over London built from ash. What began as carelessness became catastrophe. What seemed like ending became beginning. The city burned, rebuilt, endured. The fire teaches that destruction and creation intertwine, that crisis accelerates change, that cities are more than stone. London before the fire. Wooden, crowded, vulnerable, medieval. London after. Brick, planned, resilient, modern, transformed. The Great Fire demonstrates how disaster reshapes civilization, how humans respond to catastrophe defines their future most. Property owners lost everything but rebuilt better. Regulations emerged from chaos. Insurance protected against future fires. Today's London carries 1666 in its DNA. Building codes, fire services, insurance industries, urban planning. All trace here. The fire's legacy extends beyond London. Cities worldwide learned from its lessons. Building regulations, firebreaks, services. When modern London faces crisis, the Great Fire remains its template. Respond, rebuild, improve. Catastrophe becomes opportunity. 4 days erased medieval London. Centuries of subsequent growth created today's metropolis, but 1666 remains the pivot point. The ashes of 13,200 homes became the foundation of modernity. The fleeing of 100,000 preceded the return of millions. From Pudding Lane's embers rose St. Paul's dome. From catastrophe rose resilience. From timber rose stone. From ending, beginning. The city that burned for 4 days transformed civilization for 4 centuries. One bakery oven, one wind, one world changed. Discover how other single moments of catastrophe became turning points that transformed cities, nations, and civilizations.